We have a boy who's in a very strange mood today. Ow, that's my nose you're chewing. Do you mind? He's just in a weird mood today, and I don't really know why. He's very cuddly. He always yawns when he's on camera. You're in a strange mood, aren't you? So in December, I did a huge makeup declutter, and I'm not gonna lie, I was really stressed about it because I didn't really know what I wanted to declutter. I didn't really know if it was the right choice, and now I've made a list of 10 of those products, and today, with Stan's help, I'm going to tell you, do I regret decluttering those products? Do I feel so relieved that I decluttered those products? Like, what's the tea? What's the sitch? I'm going to go through them and I'm going to tell you how I feel. I'm really, really excited for this. I love kind of looking back on declutters and seeing, did I make the right choice or did I not? Do you want to say? Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. About 70% of you aren't actually subscribed to this channel and you want to see more of Stan, like surely. He loves biting me. So if you love seeing me get bitten by my dog, definitely like and subscribe. I also do a lot of project panning and get ready with me's. This is a member exclusive palette bingo. So if you'd like to join our channel members, then that would be absolutely amazing as well. You get a custom sticker by your name of Stan. So everyone knows that you're a beautiful channel member as well. Are you comfortable? Look at this boy. Look at how cute he is. I love you so much. I think he's just going to kind of chill for a little bit, I think. Or are you going to go down? No, he's going to go down. So, I've got 11 things. I lied. I have 11 things to talk about today. And I'm not going to lie, I'm feeling really good about this video. So, the first thing that I decluttered in my massive declutter series is my e.l.f. Soft Glam Foundation. Now, this was going viral. This was going viral a few months ago and everyone was loving it, losing their minds over it and saying it was the best thing since sliced bread. So of course I bought it. It was pretty inexpensive. I bought it, I tried it on myself and I hated that thing so much. I realised that on dry skin, this is not the vibe. This is not the vibe for dry skin. Someone in my comments actually said that everyone who had reviewed it and given it a really good review has very oily skin. I do not. I have very, very dry skin and that thing literally came up off my face. I don't know how to describe it. It just came up. I was blending it and as I was blending it, it was just coming off my skin. I don't know how else to describe it. It was just awful. If you watch my little first impressions video where I use that for the first time, you can see the pure like panic and disappointment in my face because everyone was saying how much this was like the best foundation ever. This was amazing. This was the next best thing. This was awful. Now, I was in two minds about decluttering it because on one hand, I hated it, and on the other hand, it was like a viral product and I could kind of use it for my content, but I decided I was going to declutter it. I decluttered everything in this video that I'm going to talk about, and I'm so glad I did. There are a few times I kind of wish I'd have at least done like a B-roll with it so that when I talk about it, I can kind of show you guys and kind of prove that I've owned it, if that makes sense. But I'm so glad I got rid of it. I'm definitely out of the mindset mostly of keeping products I don't like. There are a few things I have kind of kept for content purposes, but this foundation, I'm telling you, if you have dry skin, do not fall into this hype because it will make your skin look like it's melting off. It was awful, and I've not really heard many people say bad things about it. The majority of the internet seems to absolutely love this thing, and I'm sat here going like, why? So I'm so glad I've got rid of that. That is not a regret whatsoever. Number two, the second product. This is a little bit of a weird one. So this is the Natasha Denona Mini Trio Chrome palette. Now I have fond memories of this because I was waiting for Natasha Denona to do blues for years, and finally she did a blue palette and I hated it. It was not good quality. I won't go on the Natasha Denona rant. All I'm going to say is she's not worth the price point. The quality is not there. And I learned that the hard way because I was so excited for the Mini Trio Chrome and it just let me down so badly. But I have this like thing in my head that I'm like, well, it's Natasha Denona. I can't get rid of it because it's Natasha Denona. But I decided, you know what, I'm going to get rid of it. And the reason I decided to get rid of it was not because I was just doing a random declutter. It was actually quite a tough time. Stan, I just got Stan, and he had a lot of medical conditions that we weren't aware of. So there was like a month where money was a little bit tight because we'd sent him to the vet so many times. And I decided to do almost like a fundraiser declutter where I decluttered a bunch of products and then sold them for a little bit of money, and you guys could have the opportunity to buy them off me. And I decided, you know what? Mini Trio Chrome, it's gonna go to one of you guys, and I do not regret it at all. It was one of those, I did not want to let it go. For the longest time in my head, I was like, but it's Natasha Denona, and everyone is telling me how amazing Natasha Denona is, and maybe it's me, maybe I'm the issue, maybe I'm using it wrong, and it's blues, and I love blues, and it's got a duochrome, and I love duochromes. No! Goodbye. I'm so glad that that has gone. I'm so glad that I don't have to look at that anymore because I wasn't enjoying it and I wasn't using it, and that is the best declutter. Oh, I feel so free. I feel so nice. I feel so airy now that I have got rid of that from my life. And I can feel good knowing that it's in someone else's hands, someone else is loving it, and I'm not like hoarding onto it like a little gremlin because I just want it to work magically one day. It's not gonna happen. So I'm so glad I got rid of that as well. Next is the By Terry powder. This again was one, oh, I did not want to let this go. And this was more stubbornness. This was more out of spite, because last year I was in this project panning mindset where I didn't want to declutter anything. I had to finish it up. And I have since gone past that mindset. I've dropped that mindset. I've left that mindset in 2024. Now, if I don't like a product, I don't have to use it. Back then, if I don't like a product, I would use it consistently and torture myself until it was finished. I'm very glad that I got rid of that. When I first bought this, it was so nice. It was so smoothing. It like made my makeup last all day, and it was just, oh, so gorgeous. But within a few months, it started to turn a little bit. And it's always dangerous when a product does that, because I sit there and think, was it actually good to begin with? I swear it was good to begin with, so I'm going to keep using it. And I'm going to keep trying to make it good again, even though it just wasn't. It ended up smelling like really almost talky, really like sharp, if that makes any sense. Can a smell be sharp? I don't know, but you know what I mean. It just started smelling a little bit weird, and it left a really, really bright cast under the eyes if you'd use a little bit too much. But I was in this mindset where I was like, well, I can finish it. I can project pan it and I can finish it. No. Stop it. That was my mindset. And I'm so glad. It was a very, very impromptu decision during the declutter to get rid of it. And I'm so glad I got rid of that. I am so glad, because now I'm working on finishing my By Terry powder, and I love that powder so much. And it's one that, yes, I'm project panning, but I'm really, really enjoying. And if I still had my By Terry, I'd still be using it. I'd still not be enjoying it. All my other powders would be neglected. And I'm so glad I have ditched that mindset in 2024. If I don't like something, I'm not going to force myself to use it. I know, revolutionary. Who'd have thought? One of you guys did actually say, or a few of you guys, I should say, told me to just get rid of it. Like, life is too short to use horrific makeup, and it is not worth it. And I think, again, I remember a lot of influencers saying that this was like a great powder, and it was so smooth, and it was so this, that, and the other. So there was a part of me that was like, is it me? Like, am I the issue? Because it was so good. But I think I got this from TK Maxx, which is renowned for the freshest makeup. It's not. So I think maybe it had like been clinging on for dear life, and then when I actually started using it and the oxygen kind of got to it, it just turned really quickly. I think that might be what happened with this. So I got like a month or two of really good product, and then after that it just went downhill. There is no point putting that on my face. I'm so glad I do not use that anymore. I never thought that powder could be such a burden, but here we are. Next is my Becca Moonstone highlight. Now, I keep saying Ofra Moonstone, and everyone in the comments is like, Caitlin, it's Becca! It's Becca! I know, I'm so sorry. It's Becca Moonstone. I bought this, again, from TK Maxx. Maybe there's a theme here. Maybe there's a theme. But I bought this from TK Maxx, and it was when Becca was closing down, and obviously everyone in the world was talking about the Becca highlighters and how amazing the Becca highlighters were. So when I saw this in TK Maxx, I was like, oh, I can finally use it for like half the price. I can see what the hype's about before it obviously goes forever. This was the chalkiest, most thick looking, horrible highlight I'd ever used in my life. And I said that on camera so many times. There is some videos that I kind of use this and think, what the hell is this? It just looks like a chalky cast on my face. It looks horrible. What is going on? And a lot of you guys said it was probably an expired product. Like I probably bought a really old version of this product because again, TK Maxx is not renowned for the freshest things. But I was so disappointed in that because I was so hyped up for years about the Becca formula, and I just decided, you know what, it's going. There was a little niggling part in my head that was like, maybe keep it because everyone loves it so much, but I thought, no, I'm sticking with my rule. If I don't like it, I'm not owning it. So that went, I think one of my friends ended up getting that one because like it's not, I do have a few little bits and bobs that are still left over from my declutter series, but that is not in the pile. So either my friends got that one or you know what, I think I actually threw it away in the bin because I'm pretty sure it was expired. So I think I did throw it away. I'm not giving my friends expired makeup. Sorry, if that offends you, I'm sorry. I did actually have, sorry, little side note, I did actually have someone comment on one of my shorts where I destroyed what was left of my Sofx Revolution palette. And they were like, this is disgusting. Like, I'm absolutely appalled. Like, you could have donated this to a homeless shelter. You could have donated this to a battered woman's shelter. Bear in mind, these were like depotted singles that were like 8 years old. So I was like, no, don't think so. Don't think so. That would give someone an eye infection. Little side note there. I just thought that was really funny to mention. Yeah, I'm not giving my friends expired makeup. No, I'm not TK Maxx, unfortunately. Next is something that I actually like think about. The past few things have been like, yeah, I'm so glad they've gone. I don't need them. This is actually something that I'm like, maybe I should have kept this. I had two Lottie London ombre blushes and they were so cute. I remember I got these from a Glossybox subscription. I used to be subscribed to Glossybox way back in the day, like years and years and years ago. I used to do little unboxings, but I got both of these through that subscription. So it wasn't something that I went out and bought, but I really liked the concept and I think I just liked how they looked because I never actually used these things, but I really enjoyed having them in my collection and kind of like looking at them. I had two shades. It was Red Hot and Haze, I think they were, and the little one I probably could have project panned because it was like, I think it was like a 2-gram blush or something, not even that. But these were just so cute. They were like cutesy makeup but still like nice, you know. Sometimes cutesy makeup can be a bit like but this was just like nice. And Lottie London is a brand that no one really speaks about anymore. Am I right in thinking there was a bit of a drama about them? I'm not sure. I remember hearing something about them not long ago that maybe wasn't great, but I really, really like them. The little things that I have seen, I think they're really innovative and really like just nice quality things. And now I don't have anything from them in my collection. So a part of me is a little bit like, oh, maybe I should have kept them around. But then another part of me is like, well, I never use them, so maybe it was the right decision to let those go. And those definitely have been taken by my friends as well. So I'm really glad that they are getting love, they're getting some use, because I mean, you may have seen my makeup collection. I have a fair few things, okay? Things get lost, things get neglected. So I'm really hoping that now with my friends, those products are getting a new lease of life in their new homes. Next, okay, this one hurt. Okay, this one hurt to get rid of, but I think it was the right decision. Ugh. This was the Huda Wild Jaguar palette, and I really like this. I really like the colour story of this. It was a really, really solid palette. I love cool tones, and this was a very cool tone palette. Jaguar as well. I love big cats, anything like that. Perfect. I love like this, like, there was a purple shimmer right in the centre that was so sparkly and like ethereal almost. But I decided to get rid of this because I did have these shades in my collection, and also a lot of them kind of were modern renaissance adjacent, and I have panned the modern renaissance to completion nearly, and I don't really want any reminders of that. It was such a nice palette, but it was just one that was, I don't know why I didn't really reach for it. It just wasn't really something that I was gravitating towards a hell of a lot. It had really nice cool tone purples, but I did compare it with my Cosmic Beauty Culturals palette, and there were very, very similar shades in that palette as well. So I think that was the last little push that I needed to get rid of that palette. Now, the Huda was a limited edition, so a bit of me was like, oh my gosh, I really don't want to get rid of it. And also I did do a review like way back at the start of my channel, and that was obviously like a really nice memory for me as well. So I did get rid of that. That has been taken by a friend. And that one hurts a little bit, I can't lie. That one really does sting. I know for a fact that I wouldn't be getting the use on it that it deserves. I know that for a fact. So I'm glad that it has been taken by someone, and I know for a fact that that person is loving it and using it and just like having a grand old time. But it still hurts. Just the whole theming, anything animal theme, sign me up. The fact that it's Huda as well, like I really do love that palette, but I need to remember I have so many other palettes with the exact same shades, and it's getting better love. It's in a better home. If you love her, let her go. But yeah, that one was a little bit painful for me. Ooh, it really, really was. I remember swatching the like super shimmery purple shade on the back of my hand and then like instantly finding a dupe for it in my collection. So realistically, like that was the only shade that I was keeping it for, and I know I have a dupe for it. So I'm fine. I'm sure I'll live. Okay, number 7. This I have personal beef with. This is another Natasha Denona product. This is the I Need a Nude lipstick in the shade Natasha. I swatched this in store. I bought this in person. I swear it wasn't green in store. On my face, it's green. It's green. Now, I don't know if it's because I have a yellow undertone, so it brings out that like yellowy greeniness. I don't know if on a pink undertone it would look a little bit better. It would kind of cancel out the green. It was green. It was green. I don't know. It was like a slate grey green, and it was not like that in the store. I remember it in the store. It was not like that. And the buying experience of this, I know this is really petty, but I bought this from Flannels in Liverpool, okay? And I picked out the shade. I thought, oh, that's a nice shade. How wrong was I? It said like £21 on the packaging. I got charged like 24, which isn't a great big deal, but still, I was a little bit like, okay. And then I was paying, this is so petty, but it drives me insane, especially in like a high-end store like Flannels. I was paying, and the people behind the counter were just like having their own little conversation. They're like, oh yeah, and then I went to... I was just like, that's really rude. I don't know, I got a little bit annoyed at that. So straight from the get-go, it was a bit of a disaster for this one. I had known that I didn't like Natasha Denona eyeshadows for a very long time, so I thought, you know what? Maybe I'll try something else. Maybe I'll try one of their lip products. Still didn't like it. If the colour was right, I still wouldn't have liked it because it was really dry. It was really dry. I have very, very sensitive lips. I should say that. My skin is dry. My lips are the Sahara Desert. I need something very, very hydrating. Even most bullet lipsticks do get a little bit... You know, I'm feeling it. So it wasn't a great formula for me anyway. And I got rid of that. I got rid of that straight away. I tried a few times to make it work. I tried to mix it in with other products, but I just thought if I have to mix it in with something else, it is not worth keeping. Like, I don't have time to be mixing and matching things on my lips every day. It's just not happening. And then I've got to put a gloss on top because it's drying. No, so that's 2 categories I've tried from Natasha Denona that have absolutely failed me. I don't really want to try anything else. I don't regret decluttering that in the slightest. It was a little bit hard to declutter in the moment because, again, I had that kind of, oh, but it's Natasha Denona and people love these and maybe it's me. I did feel a little bit of, oh, in the beginning, but now that it's gone and I'm living my life and I'm happy about it. Oh my God, this next thing. I was literally counting down the days till my declutter so I could get rid of this. These are my P. Louise bases, and when I say I can't stand these, I can't stand them. I thought for the longest time that my eyelids were very, very oily. I thought that I had really dry skin, but very oily eyelids, which I knew in my gut was a little bit off. Because, like, how does that work, you know? But I just thought that that was the deal. No, incorrect. It was just these eye bases were so oily. And at the end of every day, I would do this with my eyes and there would just be creasing and oiliness and just like a river in my eyelid creases because they were so oily. I don't know how anyone actually uses them. If you use them, please let me know down below, like how, because I have very dry skin and that's how they worked for me. So if you have like oily or normal skin, girl, what magic are you using? I'd actually finished off a few of the like skin tone ones and then I had 3 coloured ones and I can't. Even when I cut my crease with them, I use them to kind of cut my crease more. It just be oily and gunky and sticky in my eyelids and I just thought absolutely not. They were the first things that I just got rid of because I knew for a fact I did not want them. I feel so relieved now that they have gone. It is such a weight off my shoulders. They went straight in the bin because they were kind of like separating as well. It was just not a good time. They went straight in the bin. I was not even gonna let my friends take them because they don't deserve that. My beautiful friends don't deserve to be put through that. They were gone. And that was almost like a therapeutic experience, I'm not even gonna lie. Just finally getting rid of something that I'd been holding on to for dear life and trying to make work for so long, and finally just going, you know what, enough is enough. It was such a nice experience, so I'm so glad they have gone. So glad. And I'm never ever buying any more of those ever again. Next, let's move on to an eyeshadow palette again. This was the BeautyBay Reckless Romance palette. I did end up getting rid of this. I was kind of umming and ahhing about it. I didn't really know if I wanted to keep it or if I wanted to get rid of it. It was a limited edition palette, so you can't buy it anymore. But I actually put this head to head with my Odin's Eye Silvery Bliss. This is definitely more red. The Reckless Romance is definitely more pink. But even still, they're very, very similar vibes. And I just didn't gravitate to the colour story enough to have 2 very similar palettes. So I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna let it go. I'm more likely to wear red than pink anyway, and I was just not really vibing with it very much. I did do a review of this. I gave it a good review because it's good quality, it's just the colour story wasn't quite what I was looking for. I really enjoyed it as a Valentine's Day palette. I thought it was kind of quirky, kind of like anti-Valentine's Day, and I loved that, but it just wasn't one for me. BeautyBay quality is genuinely so good, and I know a lot of you guys have that palette and you guys absolutely love it as well. So that's amazing. Like, if you saw my review and you bought it and you love it, that's so great. What I will always say is when I review a palette, I'm not necessarily talking about the color story because you guys can see the color story. You guys know if you enjoy the color story or not. If I give a palette a good review, it means that the quality is good, the shades are blendable, the shimmers are sparkly, all that kind of stuff. You guys know when you see a color story if you vibe with it or not, and that's up to you guys. And I know that a lot of you have really gelled well with that palette, and I'm so happy for you guys. I love that. But unfortunately for me, I just prefer my taupes, my blues, my kind of more that leaning color stories, and that's absolutely fine. I don't really miss it though. I feel pretty good about getting rid of it. There was a little bit of a pull because I do have a lot of BeautyBay palettes, and I was like, oh, I'm splitting up my collection. But then I was like, I'm not using it, so it's gone. I don't regret that one. There was a little bit of a heartache though, I'm not gonna lie. That wasn't an easy decision, but now that it's gone, I'm fine. So we have 2 more products left to talk about. This one hurts. It does. It still hurts a little bit. This is my Makeup Obsession Sweet Like a Peach blush palette. This was such a cute little palette. It was very orange leaning blushes, and a lot of my peach blushes are very kind of pinky leaning. I don't really have many orange leaning blushes. However, I did realise I have my Fenty Beauty Sangria Sunset and Mimosa Sunrise, and I also have a ton of eyeshadows. Like, eyeshadows and blushes, they're not that different. You can use anything as a blush, like lipstick, eyeshadow, anything. And do I use orange blush enough to warrant a palette of pretty much 4 orange blushes? No. No, I think I've used orange blush like twice. I know for a fact that I would keep this and I'd be like, oh my god, I love this, but I would never use it. It was like a fantasy self kind of thing. I have orange eyeshadows that I can double up as blush, absolutely fine. I do not need a dedicated blush palette full of orange blushes to fill that hole. I'm fine. This was a little bit of a hard one to really like make the decision about, because I love the palette, the look of the palette, the look of the shades, beautiful, so nice. But I gotta be real with myself, I'm just not using those things, and I feel good. I do feel good. There is some days where I'm like, maybe I could do like an orangey blush, but do I ever actually do it? No. I really like cool toned eye looks, so an orange blush with a taupe eye look just isn't gonna work very well. They do clash. So it's got to be a special occasion if I even want to reach for an orange blush. And if I do, as I said, I have so many orange eyeshadows, like I'm fine. I don't need a dedicated blush palette. So I'm happy about this declutter. It hurts, but I think I made the right choice in the end. And finally, I have one more product to talk about, and this one I'm still in 2 minds about. This is the Huda Beauty Orange Obsessions palette. This was an unexpected favourite of mine, I'm not gonna lie. As I said just then, I really like cool toned eye looks. I really like taupes and blues, and like even what I'm wearing today is pretty cool toned greens. This was warm tones. This was kind of modern renaissance. I know that's like a trigger word on this channel, but kind of modern renaissance leaning. But you know what? I really, really liked it. I don't know how, I don't know why, but I really, really liked this thing. But I knew I was never going to use it. I'd used it a few times. The quality was fine. It was nice. I knew in my heart of hearts, I was just keeping this for the look of it because it kind of looks nice. I was not going to be using it. I actually had the Modern Renaissance as a pan matte palette for 2 years running. So I had 2 years of forcing myself to use bright oranges and bright reds. So I have not even felt the urge to wear those shades in the past like few months because I'm still coming down from Modern Renaissance. So I definitely don't need this palette. Even though I really enjoy it, the quality is great and the colour story, it speaks to like a fantasy self kind of version of me. But I know for a fact that is never going to be used by me. It's not going to happen, Caitlin. Let it go. Just let it go and you'll be fine. I've not really had the urge to reach for something like that. And if I do, I have my Colourpop monochromatic palettes. I have the Orangey Glad, the Aha Honey and the Main Squeeze, which are kind of like pretty much the Huda palette anyway. So I'm not missing out on anything, but it was definitely something that I didn't really want to declutter. But now it's gone, I think it's the right decision. So this is it. This is this video. The overwhelming majority of things I'm very, very happy have been decluttered, which is amazing. I'm so glad I'm not sat here pining over things that have gone. And I'm so glad that my friends have been able to take some really, really nice products off my hands as well. I know that they're going to be put to good use and given really, really good homes, better than I could give them. So that's all that matters at the end of the day. But this is it. This is where I'm going to love you and leave you today, guys. If you did enjoy this video, definitely like and subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow for a brand new video. Bye bye.